beautiful Compton, California today. And today we're going to talk about people that's making a difference in the community. We hear a lot about guns, violence, and drugs in this community, but we're going to discuss with some people that's doing innovative things in Compton, California. Thank you. Let's take a look. Hi, my name is Rob Butler. We're in the beautiful city of Compton, California. And here, I want to introduce Master Barber Victor Robbins. Him and his family.
How you doing?
Him and his family have been in the barbering business for over 30 years. They had the first black-owned barbershop in the city of Compton. And I want to thank you for doing this interview with me today.
Anytime, no problem.
I know you're a busy man.
Yeah.
And this is a nice barbershop you have here, by the way.
Thank you.
And I want to ask you a few questions, if I could, about what you got going on in this community and how you're about to spread abroad internationally.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
So just if you could tell people about yourself first and what are some of the things you're working on?
Well, I've been a barber for the last 36 years. My family was the first black-owned business in downtown Compton. We originally got 35 barbers, licensed barbers in our family. So we know the barber game pretty well. Like I said, my grandfather opened a barbershop in 1960 in Compton, right here on Compton Boulevard, when it was all white, and they had to experience the racism and things they experienced in Compton at the time. A lot of people don't realize that Compton was all white city at one time. When they came in, it was just migrating to black, switching over from white to black. So they went through a lot of struggles.
And as you're working in being a barber, a professional barber for 30 years, can you tell me some of the things that you worked on or you're working on previously right now, so to say?
Well, yeah, I had wrote a book a few years back. It was a book that did pretty good. It's called The Choices We Made. And we going back through it again to bring that back out. And I got an invention that I'm working on that's happens to go in all barbershops and pet grooming shops. It takes away the toxic disinfectant sprays that's been sprayed in the barbershop, which is a bad problem. A lot of people don't realize that anytime you walk into a barbershop, you walk into a toxic ground, or a pet grooming place, you walk into a toxic ground. But with my invention, which is called the 1703, here it is right here, it's called the 1703 Clipper Q. With that, we're able to contain the toxins that's in the barbershop, disinfectant spray.
That's a good invention. And can you tell me, reflect on how your invention is resolving conflicts?
Well, you know, we have to clean up the air. You know, we breathe the air as human beings, and babies shouldn't be ingesting toxins. Pregnant women come in the shop ingesting toxins and everything like that. I can show you what I'm doing here with the invention. Okay.
Ready.
The barbers use like a disinfectant spray. This is just one of them right here. Most barbers take the spray it over clippers, over the customers, over themselves, which, like I said, all disinfectant sprays says it's hazardous to humans and domestic animals. It's a list that goes on how you're supposed to use it, what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to spray it direct or anything like this. So this is my invention. It's called the 1703 Clipper Q. Okay, what we done here, the spray is in here already, right? Put the clippers here, turn it here, spray it, hit it with this here, the air knocks everything down, and close it. That makes everything fall into a filter. So you're not getting all the toxic sprays that comes out of the can. Nobody's catching cancer, you know, nobody's having miscarriages or nothing like that, you know.
And this is called again
1703 Clipper Q. This is made by my company, Missing Link Innovation, made in Compton, California. So we're trying to take Compton to a higher light. You know, it's just not rappers that make Compton great. You know, we got inventors in Compton, and we just try to bring Compton up. Like, so we're based in this city, and we're the first ones to have this. There's nothing on the market like it. We think it's a good product, and we're trying to get it mandatory in all barbershops and all pet grooming places.
Okay. Master Barber, Victor Robbins. We have a couple more questions for him. One question is, can you describe as you being a black innovator, a person who have inventions? Can you tell me a lot of challenges that you face, or some of the challenges that you faced during making the 1703? Like, the corporations, were they skeptical of talking to you, or?
Well, yeah, it's anytime you have anything that you invent, you got to go through trial and error, because we thought we had it right a year ago, and then we had to go back into it. We had found a flaw, and we had to go back into it. But it's a lot of challenges because we are black, and people do look at it like it's sometimes like it's not serious. But if you're willing to put in the time and the effort and what it takes to do it, because you're going to have what I don't call them failures, I just call them mishaps, because you got to learn. And then just trying to get people to look at what you're doing, trying to get investors in. You get some investors that want more to go their way than your way. So you got to be savvy enough to say, no, we don't want that deal right there. We got to keep going until we find the right niche. And we found it with the 1703. But it's a lot, especially by black inventors. They don't tell the whole story about black inventors, about what we have done for society, the world. They want to keep that down, and they rewrite history. They do what they want and say, hey, this was this, we did this. No, blacks invented a whole lot. It's just sometimes I think it's just in our, when you think about it, it's in our DNA, because coming from where I've come from, the streets of Compton, gang bang, been shot by the police. I did all type of stuff, and to get this in my mind and to see it. First, you have to see it, see what the need is first. Okay, and like I said, I've been a barber for the last 35 years, and I've worked in different shops, watched barbers misuse the spray, and the spray just does me bad. So in my mind, I came up with it. But then I got a friend of mine, Bernard. His name is Bernard DeLoach. Got him. Matter of fact, I went to Lewisburg down the street, and he was in there talking about his inventions, and that's how we met. And it's like, well, he had to go inside my head and pull it out of there, right there. So he actually put that together when it was in his hands for the prototype, for the first prototype, and it was clear. And then, so with that, we had a lot of parts in it. So we had to find out exactly what big businesses wanted. Okay, so we had to go in there and take it down, revamp it again. It's a whole lot involved in it. It's a whole lot.
And could you, we're not giving a lot of detail, but can you name some of the companies that you are working with, to get this on the market?
Well, we were working with the Marvelside company, and that's the guy, Mr. Robert Marvin, gave me the idea that it was a good product, but it wasn't ready then. So he forced me to go back into my brain and pull it out. So now we're getting ready to, we have one made for, I don't know if you can see it, it was wrapped up. We have one for the Andy's company, one for the Marvelside company.
So Andy's company and
Marvelside company, the oyster company. So now we're getting ready to start. That's where we are now, is going to the companies now and showing them what we have. But once you do that, you can't go in, you have to have all your paperwork right, which we do, because especially with Andy's, they already told us if you don't have your patent in order, everything right, they're not going to let you do it. Okay, and that's a challenge there. So that's what stops a lot of people too, because once you get to the part where you have to patent it, and then you paying a lawyer $15,000. Most people have $15,000 to pay a lawyer, so you got to find out how to do it on your own. Which we did, found out how to do it.
And what advice do you have for up and coming inventors in the inner city, knowing the challenges that you've been through and that you're still going through to transition 1703? What kind of help can you help them with, like a word of advice or anything like that?
Well, like my grandfather used to say to us when we were kids, he said, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. Okay, and the main thing is just not giving up on your goal. Whatever your goal is, it's just not giving up on it. It takes work, it takes time, because we've been in it about 3 years now, with trial and error and the paperwork that comes on the computer. Ms. Beck, she's a genius at that. So what we did is put our team together. You got to have a team. Okay, it's just not one person that gets an invention out there. You have to have a team of people that's willing, that's dedicated to say, hey, I see your vision. Okay, I understand. Let's get it. Let's go in there and get it. Okay, and that takes a lot. But the main thing you got to have is if you want something, you know, you got to change the frustration to motivation. You know, when you look at things like that, sometimes you get frustrated, and especially when you're black, you got to go harder because they don't take it as serious as they would do somebody white with money. Okay, we're here in Compton with limited funds, but we put the challenge to us. That's what I did. I put the challenge to my team, and I said, okay, let's challenge ourselves. Let's go into this here and find out what you got, what's your skill, what's my skill, what's everybody's skill, and put that in a pot and make a good gumbo.
That's good that you said that. You have some great words. And with the 1703, how has this changed the effects of barbering as we know it? How will this revolutionize barbering as we know it in the future?
In a big way. That the 1703 is the future of barbering. Okay, it's gonna once people realize that the spray is very toxic, and they've been doing it for the last 30 years. And it's a very simple idea, very simple. But the 1703 looks simple, but it's complicated. You know, the way we made it on the inside is very complicated. But it's just common sense. Once people see that, hey, I'm spraying the spray over my customers, and it can give me whatever cancer, it can make my heart stop, it can make my eyes bad. Once people just see that, fortunately, the spray has always messed me up, but I read the label on there, and they make the label so small, you give up after 2 lines. After reading 2 lines, you give up. But the main thing is just sticking to what you know, what you believe in. And of course, you have to say, God, help me on this mission. You know, and that's what I did. I just said, God, it's here. Help me with it. And as soon as I said that, the doors just started opening up.
And one last question. Regarding social aspect of environmental conflict, how will this 1703 help the environment in the future, today and in the future?
Well, like I said, it helps it because in a barbershop or pet grooming shop or anywhere they use clippers, there's a toxin that follows the clippers with the spray. So just by containing the toxins that's in there, you know, you make your barbershop more safe. You make the environment more safe. When little kids walk in the barbershop, you know, they playing around. They're not breathing the toxin. Barbershops have been around forever. We're the center of the city. The barbershop is the center place where everything goes on. For years, people have been coming in barbershops talking about sports, getting haircuts, laughing, talking, crying, and we should not be exposed to the toxins. So this 1703 eliminates the toxins that's unseen. So like right here, we have on here the silent killer. Okay, and this is what we're doing. See, now like I said, we shouldn't be able to walk in a place and there's a silent killer there. Everybody should be alerted to what's going on.
All right. And thank you for your time, Master Barber Victor Robbins. And we appreciate you. Thank you. Oh, what's the next phase for the 1703?
Well, the next phase for the 1703 is going to legislation. And what it is in the barbershop is a B grade, which means it's safe. So we have to go, my team have to go to Sacramento and change the B grade, the safe grade, to an H grade, which is hazardous. And that's the thing about it. Most people don't realize barbershops and pet grooming places are hazardous to humans and domestic animals. Okay, so that's our next step, is going to legislation. And getting them to vote to change it, to make it to change some codes. You know, where the code enforcers go. So we got to go there in front of the legislature and present our case, and we're looking for a positive result.
All right.